Star Wars 7x7 episode 2450. It returns. This is Madness, the tournament that is a bit of a popularity contest among Star Wars characters, is back in a new format. And there's also another Madness bracket tournament happening unofficially related to Star Wars that I wanted to share with you as well. Punch it. Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So, March Madness, if you are not familiar with it, the brief gist is that it's the NCAA college basketball tournament, and a few dozen teams play across 3 weekends to crown a national collegiate basketball champion. So that's what you need to know about that. And so for a few years, the official Star Wars website ran a character popularity contest called This is Madness, where they pitted 32 different characters, usually divided by light side versus dark side, so that eventually one light side winner would take on one dark side winner for the championship, the most popular character in that particular This is Madness tournament. It ran for 4 years, from 2013 through 2016, and Darth Vader was probably the most successful character in that whole run. On the dark side of the bracket, he was the finalist in all 4 years that this contest ran, but he only won once. So in 2013, he went head-to-head against Yoda, and Yoda took it. In 2014, he went head-to-head against his old master, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan won that one. Obi-Wan could not pull off the repeat in 2015. Vader finally won. Third time was the charm. And perhaps as a result of The Force Awakens having been released in December of 2015, the next bracket in 2016, Luke Skywalker won that one and beating Darth Vader. But then 2017 came, and no, This is Madness, which was disappointing because it was fun. But, such is life, and there was no, explanation as to why, and it's not like they have to explain why, but, yeah, so instead of having a 5th year of This is Madness, it went to just a normal, non-bracket voting competition madness. And now here we are, 5 years after the last This is Madness tournament, and a new one has begun. This time, though, it's being done through the folks at LEGO with LEGO Star Wars minifigures. And so they're not calling it This is Madness necessarily, they're calling it LEGO Minifigure Madness, but it's the same darn thing. And it's the same format for all intents and purposes. It's 32 characters, and they have the brackets broken up by 4 quadrants. There's a light side bracket, there's a dark side bracket, there's a Droids bracket, and then there's an Allies and Adversaries bracket. So I'm going to post who I think is going to win in each bracket for this, as well as the finalists and the eventual winner, at youtube.com/SW7x7 for this episode, and post the link for this voting situation as well. And I'll also post that into the show notes for this show's episode at SW7x7.com, and I would love to hear what you think, who you think is going to win in the different brackets and overall. So yeah, voting starts today, so let's drop them all into comments on this day's episode and get them in today, so that way we have it locked in and we know for sure how it's going to go. I'll tell you right here on this episode for the light side bracket, I would have said Luke Skywalker would again walk through that bracket, except that Grogu is in the bracket, which of course he wasn't around as a character to play until 2019. So yeah, I think Grogu is going to walk with the light side bracket. On the droid side, R2-D2 has always had an impressive showing in This is Madness previously, so I expect him to win in that bracket. Same thing with the dark side bracket. Darth Vader has absolutely run the table on that bracket in previous This is Madnesses, so there's no reason to think that he wouldn't end up as the winner of that bracket. Then in the Allies and Adversaries one, this is the one where I think it's going to be the most hotly contested. Ultimately, I think it's going to come down to the Mandalorian and Lando Calrissian, and I think the Mandalorian is going to win out. Then it's going to come down to Grogu versus R2, and I think Grogu's going to win that one and go to the finals. It's going to be Darth Vader versus the Mandalorian, and I think Mando's going to win that one. So I think the finals may end up as Mando versus Grogu, which would be hilarious and unprecedented, and I think Grogu's going to win as well. So there you go. My prediction is that Grogu is going to take the minifigure madness competition this year. And again, let me know what you think, how you think it's going to go down. I'm just going to fill out the whole bracket and see what happens. But anyway, that's one bracket thing that's happening right now. There's another fun one that's happening on Twitter that is an unofficial one. It's being done by a guy on Twitter whose handle is Luke is Amazing. He is the co-host of a podcast called A People's History of the Old Republic, which is a massively impressive undertaking. Hundreds of hours across 2 years of podcasting where they have documented, he and his co-host Kelsey have documented thousands of years of storytelling about the Old Republic. It draws from novels and comics and video games and reference books, all from legends, and yeah, just wow. Anyway, so what Luke is doing is he is doing a 64 story bracket, and he's doing it with legend stories, including novels, and if it's a series of novels, he'll pick one representative novel from the series. If it's comics, he may take, a series of comics that form a complete story arc, for example, and he is pitting 64 stories to have people vote on what is the greatest Legends story of all time. Now, this one has already gotten underway, so some voting is complete, some stories have already moved on, but I will post a link to the current round voting at the show notes for this episode at sw7x7.com as well. And yeah, it's pretty amazing to see the incredible range of stories, and also Luke's commentary as he gives brief descriptions of these story arcs is rather hilarious too. So there you go. If you like filling out brackets, if you like guessing how things are going to turn out, if you like these sort of popularity contest kind of things, and you can do that in good fun, then there's two that you can check out right there. And again, let me know what you're voting for. I would love to hear it. YouTube.com/SW7x7, Facebook.com/SW7x7, or home base for the show at SW7x7.com. And that is going to do it for the show today. It just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me for it as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
Star Wars 7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited, or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2021 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.